What you're about to read might change everything you ever believed about love, loyalty, and one of hip-hop's most respected couples. Just a day ago, 50 Cent opened his mouth and dropped a bombshell that left fans stunned. It wasn't just a comment, it felt like the end of the fairy tale image people had of Remy Ma and Papoose. With a calm and steady voice, 50 said 6 words that set the internet on fire. "We were together before Papoose." No laughing, no hesitation, just truth, or at least his version of it. And in that one moment, everything shifted. A marriage was cracked open. A legacy was questioned. A secret, buried since 2006, was brought into the light. While this statement was exploding online, Papoose, the man who stood by Remy through her toughest times, went live on Instagram. His eyes were red, his hands visibly shaking. He didn't say much, just one painful sentence. "She told me it was a lie, but I saw the messages." Now, Remy Ma is denying it all. 50 is standing firm. And social media? It's in chaos. Old photos are being analyzed. Strange gifts are being linked. Backstage moments that once seemed harmless are now being picked apart, and everything suddenly makes too much sense. This isn't just another celebrity scandal. It's deeper. It's betrayal at the core. And here's how it all went down. For years, the world saw Papoose and Remy as the symbol of unwavering love in hip-hop. When Remy went to prison in 2008, Papoose didn't walk away. He stayed. He wrote her letters, paid legal fees, put his career on pause, and showed up for her every single time. By the time she was released in 2014, their reunion felt like something out of a movie. Fans celebrated what looked like a bond that nothing could break. But what if that story wasn't what it seemed? According to 50 Cent, he and Remy were more than friends long before Papoose came into the picture. And sources close to the situation, people who probably shouldn't be talking but are, say the connection wasn't just emotional. They were allegedly deeply involved. Matching jewelry, hotel meetups, a chain from 50 that mysteriously disappeared right before Remy's trial. When Remy claimed she lost the chain, Papoose didn't ask questions. He trusted her. He believed in her. But now, that same chain has reportedly appeared online, being sold anonymously with the description, "Vintage piece once worn by a female rapper who dated a music mogul." And when 50 dropped his truth, Papoose didn't just brush it off. He went live, visibly crushed, and shared that Remy told him it was all just talk. But after seeing the messages, he couldn't ignore the truth anymore. As fans started digging, more clues came to light. A stylist who worked with Remy during her post-prison comeback said she noticed the tension. Papoose would leave a room, and 50 would show up. The energy between them didn't feel like old friends catching up. It felt like something unfinished. Then came the screenshots, blurry phone images, old tweets, backstage whispers, even a grainy video of what looked like Remy and 50 kissing at a G-Unit after-party. And that's when things really took a turn. Remy tried to play it down, claimed it was all misunderstood, tried to spin it as a close friendship. But this time, people weren't buying it, not even Papoose. Because betrayal doesn't always scream, it sometimes just stands there in silence. In the way a man looks when he realizes he may have spent years loving someone who had already given part of themselves to someone else. While Remy was posting Bible verses and family photos, trying to look unbothered, 50 Cent was online laughing, posting cryptic captions, playing Many Men in the background of his workout videos. And he wasn't finished. 50 teased that more receipts were on the way. And if you know anything about him, you know he doesn't bluff. Sure enough, shortly after, an old voicemail allegedly from Remy in 2006 surfaced. The voice sounded just like hers, emotional and desperate, saying, "You ain't got to worry about Pap. He don't ask questions." The timestamp? Just weeks before her legal troubles began. And just when everyone thought this couldn't get worse, it did. During a second live video, Papoose held up a piece of paper to the camera. Written on it were the words, "DNA test pending." That one sentence changed everything. Now, people weren't just questioning loyalty, they were wondering about paternity. Who's the father? Insiders say the DNA test isn't about the daughter Remy and Pap share now. It's about an older child, one whose birth year lines up suspiciously close to the time Remy and 50 were allegedly involved. And word is, Papoose had been wondering for years, but pushed those thoughts aside out of love and trust. That voicemail changed all of that. Since then, sources close to Pap say he's been keeping to himself, not eating, not sleeping, not posting. The man who once shouted his love from rooftops is now silent. No interviews, no press, no appearances. Remy, meanwhile, is trying to manage the damage, sharing inspirational posts, turning off Instagram comments, canceling a podcast appearance that just happened to be hosted by one of 50's former producers. Some are calling it coincidence, others aren't so sure. Even Fat Joe, who's been mostly silent through all of this, finally said something. During a recent Instagram Live, he looked into the camera and said, "Loyalty is rare, and sometimes the people you die for are the ones who dig your grave. No names, no follow-up, just truth." And 50? He's having the time of his life. He reposted an old Remy freestyle where she raps, "I keep secrets better than my enemies can blink," and captioned it, "Not anymore," then quickly deleted it, but not before it was screenshotted and reposted everywhere. Sources close to 50 say he's sitting on more proof voicemails, old texts, and even a birthday card from Remy, allegedly sent in 2006. It ends with, "Thanks for always having my back," and a heart. As for Papoose, word is he flew to Atlanta recently to meet with his cousin, a private investigator. A source says Pap wants answers before he decides what comes next. He's considering legal separation, but only after the DNA results are in. Remy, meanwhile, was seen alone at a private dinner in Manhattan, looking tired and distant. She wasn't wearing her wedding ring. Her plate was barely touched. Her phone stayed in her hand the whole night. Fans have now started digging up old interviews, like one from 2015 where Remy awkwardly answers a question about her relationship timeline with Pap. People are now noticing the hesitation, the way she looked away when asked about 2006. And it doesn't end there. An ex-security guard who worked with both G-Unit and Fat Joe back in the day told a blog that everyone knew something was going on between Remy and 50, but no one wanted to deal with Papoose if it came out. He claims he once saw 50 show up at Remy's hotel suite alone. No team, no crew, just him. Now those quiet moments are loud headlines. No one saw this coming. Not like this. Not with a couple that so many people believed in. But sometimes it's the relationships that look the strongest on the outside that are hurting the most behind closed doors. And as it stands now, the story of Remy, Ma, and Papoose isn't about loyalty anymore. It's about truth. It's about pain. It's about figuring out how many parts of your life were real and how many were a lie. It all unfolded in real time, with millions of people watching. And while the internet held its breath, 50 Cent kept dropping mysterious posts hinting that there's still one final bombshell left to drop, something that could bring this entire saga to a dramatic close. But what is it? Could there be a video? A recorded conversation? Or maybe someone else who knows the truth and is just waiting for the right moment to speak up? One thing is clear, this story isn't finished. Because now, with the DNA test results revealed, everything has changed. If the child turns out not to be Papoose's, this isn't just a breakup, it's the unraveling of a legacy. What started as quiet rumors turned into confessions, and now it's a total collapse. After weeks of fans speculating, people reading between the lines, and every corner of hip-hop Twitter playing detective, the truth came out. Papoose is not the father. That one line excluded as the biological father spread across the internet like wildfire. Screenshots of the DNA results hit social media instantly. Even though the lab's name was blacked out, the date and outcome were crystal clear. There was no denying what the paper said. And just like that, everything Papoose stood for, his faithfulness, his sacrifices, his public commitment, was shattered in one sentence. Sources close to the couple said that when Papoose first looked at the results, he didn't even finish reading the document. He saw the word excluded, dropped the paper, and walked away. He hasn't touched it since. This was the man who once wrote lyrics about holding his wife down while she was behind bars. Now, he's the one needing someone to help him stand. Insiders say that since the truth came out, Papoose hasn't spoken a word to Remy. No texts, no calls, not even a simple message. Total silence. Supposedly, Remy tried to reach out. She sent voice messages, tried to explain the situation as a mistake in timing, and even said, "You still raised him." But for Papoose, it wasn't about DNA. It was about trust, about being publicly humiliated by the same person he'd always defended. This wasn't just about a child, it was about loyalty. And now, the image of Papoose as the ideal husband, the ride or die partner, is gone. Not just damaged, completely erased. Social media hasn't let it go either. Old interviews are turning into memes. A clip of Remy telling Wendy Williams, "Pap is the only man I've ever trusted," has gone viral again, this time with 50 Cent's signature